Okay. Um, let's have a look at the control add. One of my last videos, I talked about, or I just named something MIDI bending, which maybe is not that accurate, but the fact is, MIDI signals coming in and are being sort of like processed and routed through here, the control head, and here's the routing window. It's very interesting stuff, and as you know, there's a bunch of protocols here you can choose from. So far I've used keyboard, I've used MIDI, of course, OSC I did once, USB, yeah, but I don't know what fidget is yet. Pool, I'm not sure what that means. This one, MC, USB, I don't know. Dial, that sounds interesting. Wacom, well, there you have it. Serial. It's quite a few connection protocols. Very interesting. And then here you can define the devices already present. Sometimes after switching on a device, it won't show yet, but then you have to sort of like re-establish that connection, or make an index of what's on the other end, like here. It's always a good idea to just also make in MIDI Patch Bay, make a setup and save it, and then you can easily see what's online or offline, and then what I said also in another video, that it's good to check with the MIDI monitor if there's actually something going on, and if it's coming there in the right place you want to, if you have trouble with connections. But so far it's really easy with working with Pool and the control add. If there's a MIDI signal, you can see where the arrow is, then there's a green light coming in. This is the one coming in. The outside external sound from the... Yes, it's the Waldorf. I've been working this week with a MIDI sequence. I made, and then I saw it coming in, and I thought, interesting. Let's see how that reacts within Pool. And then once it's coming in, you can see here it's a 4-channel MIDI or sequence, and you can see it coming in here. And well, it's really up to you where you send it to, what kind of parameter and what kind of value you give, and also the in and out, minimum maximum values you can sort of like define, which can make a difference. Also the parameter levels make a huge difference, because there's absolutely no fixed tonal value attached. It's not like when I'm pressing, when I have this signal and then send it also to the frequency of the wavelets, then it's somewhere else tonally. Here. And then so you define the signal coming in here. You can see it coming in, and then you tell which act you wanna take it to, and well, etc. So if I'm telling him, oh yeah, and this you wonder why you see it on 4 channels coming in. That's because I cloned it, and then I changed the so I got a frequency in the wavelets, being controlled by the incoming bigger part of the sequence, and then another one going to the time. This is the time, which is the speed in which the tone is being repeated. And if you play with that, then the actual tone will also change. Well, the same with the delay here, left and right. So you can see here how it goes. And there's one feedback is also having fun. Yeah. So if I say, okay, let's see what happens if I join in with the sinus, just to see. Okay, I take this one on the frequency. Tell him I select it and tell him to clone, and then say, okay, that's going to be the sinus in this case. What happened? I don't know, something happened, but what happened? Here's the sinus, but oh yeah, I see, sorry. Okay, so they're both on the same tonal region. But if I change the value here slightly, let's say move them up a bit. There we go. Yeah, if I say, let's say 100. Okay, and then change this one to, let's say 1500. So I think it's sort of like working with range, not so much as yeah, I mean, big fun, really big fun. 50. To have a little bass here. Let's do 250 here. Okay. I'm gonna take the first one, the frequency, as a standard here. Clone it and tell them to go beauty delays. You have to say like which one it is. Oh yeah. So you get 4 delays there, and now we're running totally wild on between the extremes there. Okay. Interesting. There he is. So the value should be very small. Don't go with minus. Go to plus. There, you see it. If you want a whole range, then it should be somewhere around 0.001 or something like that. And then he should be something like 0. Also 0. There you go. So you have to narrow. So yeah, for some parameters you have to narrow it down. It's I know I made a mistake yesterday cloning it's precisely this one from the Wavelets frequency, cloning it to the Prdelay feedback, and it just sort of like exploded, really nearly blew my speaker. So you have to be careful. Wow. Interesting, huh? What we hear here. Wow, cool. Yeah, the beauty. Wow, it is a beauty. Beauty is a beauty. Oh yeah. Give us mono, please. And suddenly, suddenly, if I'm going to clone what I got there, beauty clone, and we want to go to, let's say, high pass. Yeah. Interesting. You see, he won't reach, so he needs a little bit more. Like, okay, yeah, I see that. I think on one he goes to the top, right? Yeah, almost. Yeah, now it's over the top. So you see, if you take care of the value, the range, to make it precise, and I don't have to charge for all these values. For me, it's always trial and error, or trial and disaster. Okay, well, this is nice. Of course, it's way more interesting if you use different patterns, but that's not the issue here. Let's clone this once more and go to the low pass with it. But all right. I think I don't do the low pass. I think I'll go for the average on this one here. Yeah, exactly. So you get this delay going way, way bonkers. You can hear that. I mean, if you take the time to explore the beauty, then you'll find it's an awesome drum machine. It's a bit hard to control, but it has great potential for being a very good, noisy drum machine. Anyway. Good, huh? Yeah. See what happens if I do it again, clone it again, and give some to the noise. So last one, oops, this one, sorry. Noise, I said. Yeah. Huh? Mm-hmm.